All right, with that, it's time for some NFL offseason overreaction. Michael Lombardi, our NFL insider, thanks for being here. We've missed you.
Yeah, I mean, I've missed overreacting. I think obviously your blood pressure's been under control, so I'm excited to see this. So I can't wait to hear what you have up your sleeve.
Okay, we're going to start off slow here. New England will trade up to take a quarterback. Is that an overreaction or not?
No, I don't think that's an overreaction. I think that's an overestimation. I'm not sure they can get up to get a quarterback. I mean, right now we know the first 3 picks in this NFL draft are quarterbacks. We know that, right? We know Trevor Lawrence is going to go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. We know Zach Wilson's going to the Jets. We think it's Mac Jones going to the San Francisco 49ers. Could it be Trey Lance? I don't know. But those 3. Now, we also know that Carolina, Washington, and Denver are trying to trade up. So I think it's going to be very expensive to get up there to get a guy that perhaps who do they like at the Patriots? That's the challenge.
Is it an overreaction to say Bill Belichick told Mac Jones to look bad at his pro day, so he slides to the Patriots at 15?
Did you really believe that? Do you really believe that?
I don't know, man. I just saw a couple of the overthrows, and then Bill's not looking happy, and I'm just thinking it's all part of his master plan.
Well, I mean, look, I think the 49ers will take Mac Jones. I think that Kyle Shanahan had a chance to go to all these pro days, right? He didn't go to North Dakota State, Trey Lance. He didn't go to that one. He didn't go to see Justin Fields. He went to see Mac Jones. So that tells me an awful lot. I don't think Coach Belichick would encourage any player not to play well.
All right, so what you're telling me is Jimmy G will end the 2021 season as New England starter. Overreaction or no?
I do not think that's an overreaction. I think Jimmy G will have a market. Here's what I think what's missing in that. Jimmy G controls his market. He has a no-trade clause. So, you know, the 49ers could wake up one morning and say, we're going to trade Jimmy G to the Saints. Jimmy G can say, I'm not playing in New Orleans. So he has a lot of control, much like you do at NESN. He can dictate things, and I think that's going to dictate where he wants to play. I think New England would be an ideal spot for Jimmy G if they have the cap room, if they can get something done with the 49ers.
I am the highest paid employee at the New England Sports Network. Money aside, Michael here, money aside.
Yes, sir.
Almost nothing good can come out of a 17-game schedule for players. Is that an overreaction or no?
I think that is because, look, I think they'll modify how we play the preseason. They're going to modify the offseason. And I think that teams are going to take a look at September games in a little different light. Like, we've got to be able to, if you have an older team, you got to keep your veterans healthy. What I think is going to happen is the season's getting extended into January, late January. Those cold weather teams, you've got to stay healthy. They're going to be hard games to play. So keep your team healthy. I think that September game, we'll see a lot of players rotating in as opposed to what we've seen in the before. Remember, the key is how many reps a player plays. Let's say he plays 16 games all season and he gets 1,000 reps. Then I think it behooved the team for the next season to give him 1,000 reps again. Whether he plays in 17 games or 16 games, the reps are the same.
All right, Patriots add the Cowboys, and this matchup gets your blood flowing. That's not an overreaction, is it?
Oh, no. Anytime you play the Cowboys, America's team, I mean, it's great, you know.
Well,
bring them up there.
It's the Jaguars now.
I'm sorry. I apologize for that. But the former American team, the Dallas Cowboys, I think it's always good to play them. And when do you play them? I think that's always going to be an interesting look. Anytime you can play a team with great tradition like the Patriots have with another team with great tradition, I'm all for it.
All right, well, speaking of the NFC East, even with an odd number of games, somehow, some way, an NFC East team will find a way to finish 500.
I don't think that's an overreaction. I think that's very doable. I mean, look, you know, it's funny. Coach Belichick's never had a game that's resulted in a tie. When you look back at some of these, George Halas in his career had 33 ties coaching in the NFL. Ties used to be somewhat what people did all the time. I think, you know, tie won't be a bad thing on a 17 game. I think people will play for a tie.
With every Bucs starter returning from their Super Bowl squad, Tampa Bay is a lock to repeat as world champions.
Well, you know that's an overreaction. I mean, even though Bruce Arians has a new tattoo, you know that's an overreaction. It's going to be hard. I mean, once Tom gets back from Cabo, once he gets back from his vacation, I'm sure he'll take the same emphasis in terms of preparing for the season. But it's always hard to get your team focused. Plus, they become the hunted one, and it's always dangerous to be the hunted one. Just ask Virgil Sollozzo from The Godfather. Once you become hunted, it's very challenging.
All right, well, speaking of that tattoo, Bruce Arians, getting all inked up. Has you itching now to get inked? Is that an overreaction or no?
That's a complete overreaction. There's no way I'm getting tattooed. I barely had enough courage I've gotten my flu shot twice, and that was enough. I'm vaccinated, and that was painful enough for me. I'm done.
Michael Lombardi, thanks for taking some time and to talk some sense into us.
Thank you, Emerson.